4 basic strokes when you play rudiments, right? So these are a few of the strokes. There's the full stroke. You start from 90 degrees, end at 90 degrees. Right, so you can see, as much as I can, I'm trying to make sure that where the tip starts, the tip ends, and I'm not picking the stick up. Right, now what is important, I think for me, at least, even though it may not be for other people, is that all the way down and all the way up, I'm keeping the shape of my hand as similar as possible. So, the thing is, as you change the shape of your hand, the tone of your stroke is going to change. And it's fine to change the tone of your stroke, but you want to be able to keep a consistent tone the whole way, right? Okay, so that's the full stroke, right? Okay, yeah, that's not so good. Full stroke. Okay, next we have the downstroke. The downstroke is when you start from 90 degrees and you stop about an inch from the drum. Now, in most cases, if you think about what most drum teachers tell you, they'll tell you to use as much rebound as possible and let the stick bounce and be loose and blah, blah, blah. So I think for me, articulation is really, really important. And articulation is basically about being very clear about what it is that you want to say. And if we're playing on a pad, you know, it's not like a piano where you have multiple notes. So the only way you can get real articulation is through dynamics. Right? Instead of, you know, or something like that. The downstroke basically allows you to play a loud note that you would follow with a soft note. Because if you go to the next note, you would start from here. Alright? So, just bear with me for a while and you'll understand what I mean. Next stroke is called an upstroke. Now, an upstroke is where you start from an inch away from the drum and you pull the stick back up. Upstroke. And the reason you use an upstroke is when you play something that is a not loud sound and you want to follow it with an accent. So an upstroke followed by a downstroke. Right? If I want soft and then loud. If I want loud then loud, I will go full stroke, full stroke. If I want loud and soft, I will go downstroke and maybe upstroke. Or down, alright? Or downstroke and then tap. Now tap, of course, is where you start from an inch away from the drum and you end it in from the drum. So basically, there's only two starting and ending positions. Alright, one is the 90 degrees from the drum and the next one is an in from the drum. And this is when you practice very strictly. The reason we do this very strictly is because we want to know all the big motions that we're trying to get. Of course, when we start playing and we start playing up the speed, you will not see these movements become as strict, but they're all still there, as I'll show you in a while. Okay, so just to recap, full stroke, right? Downstroke, upstroke, tap. Okay, now, why is all this stuff really important? Okay, so I always tell my students that the reality of the situation is, even though I can play faster and more cleanly than them, it's not that my hands are faster. It's just that I know where I'm supposed to be at any given time. So I'll give you an example, right? So if you take a paradiddle, right? Most people, when they play a paradiddle, okay, right? So you don't really think about very much about it. But if you really slow it down, most people are playing a paradiddle like this. Now, I play a paradiddle like this. Now what is happening is when I'm playing that upstroke, I'm already in position to get the accented note. So I don't have to make this motion. Here, right here. 1, 2. Right? You want to be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this saves you and your wrist burning out. Versus right? Now it doesn't seem like much when you're playing it slow, but if you imagine going faster and faster, something is going to be wrong. However, if I'm playing it up to speed, you can see that it's actually really relaxed even though I'm going fast. And it's not because my hand is moving this way faster, but it's just that in the motion of time that it takes for me to get an upstroke to move up, I'm moving one motion this way instead, and that's in the span of one note, right? However, if I needed to start from here, right, and get an accent, and I was starting from here, I would have to go 1, 2, so I have to move my hand twice as fast. You'll find that actually once you start working on your technique this way, you start re-evaluating everything it is that you do in terms of how you play rudiments and how you work on your hands. Alright, so of course there are a whole bunch of other things like molar, push-pull. Now believe it or not, all these things are actually different variations and ways that the body uses the concept of this upstroke, downstroke, tap, whatever kind of philosophy. And the main thing that you want to do is that you want to try as much as you can that by the time you're done ending a stroke, you're in the right place to play the next stroke. And because you're always starting from here or going from here or whatever, you know, or here, right? So, for example, if I didn't know how to use a downstroke, right, then if I play a paradiddle and I say, and my teacher tells me, okay, allow rebound as much as possible, then I would be going, and then I have to go 1, 2, right? You know what I mean? So it's not, I mean, you should be able to, of course, you know, allow all rebound to happen, but articulation comes from being able to manage all these different heights, and you'll find that almost no rudiment in the world that you play is going to ask you to constantly use rebound only, right? Whether it's paradiddles, flams, or flam-based things. Right? Or, you know, right? So, I mean, if you learn to play this way, I mean, I don't think you're going to have the fastest hands in the world, and you're not going to be able to win, you know, some kind of a speed drumming competition, but I don't think that's the point, right? So if you think about just playing like this and using this philosophy, I can probably go... And that's about as fast as I'm ever really going to need to play. Right? But with this, then I can start creating phrases because of the way that I can use dynamics. so forth. It sounds more like music, you know. So this is something that I teach a lot of my students. It takes a very long time to work on it and to get it into your system, but I have found it to be life-changing for me and for a bunch of people I teach, and I hope this helps you. Thanks for watching.